Perhaps a poignant topic today on Till We Make It, especially in these increasingly emotionally intelligent times. Is empathy a finite resource? I'm Mike Quackenbush. This is Till We Make It. And this topic is top of mind for me today of all days because there are two people in the world of professional wrestling who are very dear to me that I think are up against this exact thing. And in part, it is due to the fact that we live in increasingly emotionally intelligent times where people are perhaps better at articulating the things that they are feeling or experiencing ever before, and they are more willing to reach out for help than in any previous era. And those are good things. The ability to articulate and the ability to reach out for help when it's needed are good things. But there is a flip side to this equation, especially for those people who are called on time and time again to extend of themselves empathetically. And real quick, let's define this term separate from sympathy. Sympathy is when you feel sorrow or pity for someone that is less fortunate in any way, shape, or form. And that's exactly why many of us might make a charitable act when we see a homeless person in public. So I'm not talking about sympathy or charitable acts or any of that kind of thing. I am specifically talking about those who are empathetic, those willing to put themselves in the shoes of someone who is suffering. So although I am positive there are arguments out there that will contradict what I am about to say, I stand behind the idea that empathy is a finite resource. And that's not just based on my own experience, but also some things I've read, like a great essay from years ago in The New Yorker by Paul Bloom, and some of the blogs written by medical professional Jessica Dolce. This phenomenon of burning out from being empathetic to others is sometimes referred to as compassion fatigue. And there are symptoms associated with this. So just to name a few, even though this surfaces in different people differently, things like physical and emotional exhaustion, cynicism, apathy, persistent physical injuries or pains, using substances, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or food, to self-medicate, and ultimately a feeling of complete isolation from others. These are all very common symptoms associated with compassion fatigue. Because I happen to think empathy is a finite resource, I want to offer you this insight, which has become increasingly important to me in recent years. Your reserve of empathy, it can be depleted. And that's why you need to reserve it for your home team. Here's what I mean by that. You need to have a sense of the people with whom you experience the greatest depth of connection. There are people all over the world, like 7 billion of them, with whom you may have very little depth of connection whatsoever. But if you've only got so much empathy to go around, you want to save some of yours for the people with whom you experience that very deepest of connection. Your home team. They're the ones that are going to count on you and support you. So that's my opinion, and that is my insight. And again, I want to be very clear that what I'm talking about here is empathy. I am not trying to discourage you from experiencing sympathy or slowing down or reducing the number of charitable acts you are willing to do out there in the world. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just one dude with an opinion. However, empathy as a finite resource, some believe, can be replenished. And when it comes to something like that, I want you to know I am no expert. However, Patricia Smith is. And that's why I'm linking to her TED Talk above on this exact topic, so that you can learn a whole lot more about it from a real expert. I know this was a relatively short video today, but I gotta get out there and gorge myself with holiday pies. But before I head out the door, I just wanted to let you know that you are awesome. And I don't mean that in any empty or flaccid way whatsoever. I mean it very specifically about you. Because to me, people that are always looking to learn more, know more, master more about every possible cobwebby corner of the wacky world of professional wrestling, all of those people are awesome. And the fact that you show up here at Till We Make It every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to see whatever we happen to have for you, long form, short form, or anywhere in between, lets me know that you are indeed awesome.